but let me clarify. Are you gonna let me to go see my dad if I show you my ID?
So I'm gonna tell you our visiting process. In order to visit a patient, you need to have your ID and a copy of your COVID card. If you do not have a copy of your COVID card, you have to get tested before you're allowed to go up.
Okay, so there's no way I'm gonna be able to see my dad
No.
without letting you perform medical tests on me.
Testing, yes.
Okay.
Because we can't.
And could I get your name, please?
Here you go.
Thank you. All right, guys, I came down from Idaho to see my dad, and they're not letting anybody in there without performing medical tests on you. Here's the sign they got up there. No one told me this when they told me to come down and get my dad. Now they won't let my dad out of the hospital. They've basically kidnapped him and taken away his constitutional rights without due process. Miss, can you tell me how to get to 1 West?
No, that's actually, I think that's where I'm heading.
May I follow you?
Sure, I'm
you.
just more like thinking, okay, it's facilitate myself, so I know there's like a, I'm assuming it's the same entrance. That's what I'm thinking, that's why.
Big hospital.
It is, and it's a little confusing. Can I help you find something? Can you guys see what a first, 1 West, but I don't know how to get there for family. Oh, sorry. Thank you. I'm going to this so I can know too, because I'm like,
Well, it's
I know. Because I was going through the employee area and I was like, no. I'm learning myself too, so I apologize.
If you walk down to the crosswalk where that flashing stop
Yeah.
sign is,
Were you following me?
no,
What's your name?
Kim.
Why did you approach her and I?
She was looking up and down the hall and looked like she was needed help finding something, so I just was asked.
Yeah. Which I didn't look confused. That's why I was like, let me do it.
Yeah.
What was your name, ma'am?
And by the way, I do not consent to being videoed.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Do you have to consent?
Yep.
Is that like a law?
Yep.
Listen, I'm trying to see my dad. I drove down here from Idaho,
Uh-huh.
and they're not letting me in because of a COVID. I don't want to have a COVID screening.
Oh.
So you're trying to send me back through the main entrance, right?
No, 1 West is over here, through the woods. They may send you back to the front. I don't know their rules there, but 1 West is that building over there in the woods. Yeah, the front of the building's that way.
So is that a law? You have to have a COVID screening?
In the state of California, it is.
It's
yes.
a law,
Yeah,
or is that a mandate?
California Department of Public Health requires that.
And were they voted in?
I don't know.
Kind of like a dictatorship, isn't it?
Anyhow, that is 1 West through that walkway into that building over there.
Yeah, this is actually the easiest way. Sorry.
Yeah.
One West, you know?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes. You have to go, push the button on that thing right there and announce who you are and who you want to see and all that, and show them your name tag if you got one and your wristband. If you don't have any of those, you have to go up back to the hospital to get all that.
I'm gonna make an attempt. I'm gonna make an attempt to get in here anyway. All right, guys. This is Wing West. This is where they're holding my dad, and they're not gonna let me in without letting them perform medical procedures on me. And yeah, I'm pretty much screwed here. I'm not going to be able to see my dad.
Go through there. Yeah, but you have to do like he's doing.
Oh, okay.
If you have to sign in at the front of the hospital.
I did.
Okay. Just do like he's doing, and they'll just show them your band and
Oh,
your
okay.
name tag, and they should let you in.
Yeah, I can't do it now, because what happens is, in order to go back and stuff,
Uh-huh.
you gotta go all the way back, hit Gmail,
Yeah.
get that. By the time I do that,
Or just go in with her and figure out something, sir. Just stick in with her.
I see.
Hello.
How's it going? I'm here to see my dad.
Did you check in at the main
I
hospital?
went over there, yeah.
You should have a wristband and a
Yeah, no, I don't have one.
badge. The check in at the
Is
main
my
hospital.
dad here?
I wouldn't be able to say.
Can I talk to him?
You need
What
to
was your name?
My name is Zach. You just need to
Zach?
check in at the front.
Zachariah Julian.
Yep. Just need to check in at the front. They give you a badge and a wristband.
Is this private property, do you know? Or is this a public facility?
Kaiser Hospital?
Yeah. Is it public?
I don't know, sir.
You don't know? Could you get your supervisor here, please?
I can do
Thank
that for you, sir.
Appreciate that.
Hello. We have a family requesting a supervisor.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hi.
There you go.
I'm here to see my dad.
What room?
I don't know which room. I just know he's on 1 West.
Okay. You want to stay in the outside while we figure out what room he's in?
Okay, I'll be happy to. Is this private property or is this public?
This is Kaiser's property,
Kaiser is private property?
and that's their property. Is Kaiser's property. I don't know what you mean, private or not. But this is Kaiser's private property, their property.
Yeah, could you clarify whether this is private property or public?
Do you want to wait
Because
outside first? And then I don't see your visitors pass.
Yeah, I don't have a visitor's pass. I'll step outside just because I don't know whether this is private or public. But I am trying to see my dad.
You know
And-
you can't record anybody.
Yeah, is that a law?
Yeah, and this is the hospital, so you have to get permission.
Okay, could you show me that, please, too?
You will. You gotta wait outside.
Okay, but
you
will
don't
you,
have to.
I'll wait outside,
You do
there's
not
no
have
problem.
permission to use this video for anything.
Right, I understand that, but I'll wait out there, but please, could you give me a copy of that as well?
I'm gonna.
I need a
I'll
copy,
get-
I need a copy of anything that's preventing me to go see my dad. Please, please,
I'm not
man.
preventing you, I'm just asking you to
You're
follow
not
our
preventing
policy.
me?
I'm asking you to
So
follow.
then can I go see my dad?
No.
I can't?
No, you can't just walk in, you have to go through the,
Okay,
policy to know what.
all right, so I'm here to see my dad, and they're holding him here against his will, and they won't let me see him. So she's asking me to leave, so I'm gonna step outside of this door, because I don't wanna be arrested. And she's, I think you're gonna show me the policies that prevent me from going in there to see my dad, right?
I'm gonna call the right people to come and talk to you, but right now you have to stay outside.
All right.
Oh, you have to wave your hand too.
All right, guys, they're not letting me have access there. They got it all locked up. They got my dad locked up in there. They won't let me see him. They're violating our constitutional rights. All right, they're probably not gonna, nothing's probably gonna happen now. So I'm just gonna stop for a minute.
over there. So
Yeah,
you could,
I've already been over there. What was your name?
I'm officer at Kaiser Morse, but
Officer,
for you to be able
do you have
to
a name,
visit,
ma'am?
I'm Officer Bedford.
Bedford?
Yeah,
It's
but
nice
for
to meet you. My
to
name's
visit,
Jay.
Nice to meet you too,
I'm
sir.
here to see my dad. I drove from Idaho,
Yeah,
and my dad told me he wanted to leave this place.
right.
So I'm here to visually confirm whether my dad wants to leave this.
Yeah, no, that's
And these people
understandable.
are keeping my father locked up against his will and violating his constitutional rights.
Right, that's
So
understandable.
just be aware that you'll be opening yourself up for litigation.
That's fine.
So be careful of what you say next.
That's fine.
Okay. So my question first for you, Officer Bedford, is this private property or is this public property?
This part right here, this
Yes.
whole hospital is private property.
It's all private property. Okay.
And so I was gonna walk you to the
And-
front.
Right.
Just the rules on visiting. You
Right.
have to go check in with the security at the front, show them that you're vaccinated.
Okay.
They will give you a badge with the room number and a wristband, a green wristband. And then when you come back on this side, the nurses will let you in because you have proof that you checked in with security already. And just checking in a hospital in general, just we always have badges. They always have to check in with security. Can't nobody just come in a hospital and visit. They always have to check in
Right.
with
But
security.
but I'm not required to do any medical procedures. I have a right not to do any medical procedures.
Yeah, that's fine.
Right.
You just
And
here
I have
to
a right
visit.
and I have a right to see my father.
You do, but like I was
Okay,
just telling you, you
so-
have to get checked in.
Right,
for
I've
you
been
to be
over
able to
there and they
visit.
told me I can't come to see my dad unless they do medical procedures on me. You understand what I'm saying?
What medical procedures?
A COVID test.
Yeah, so do you
Okay,
have
that's
your,
a medical procedure.
Do you have your vaccination card? if you
Ma'am, I'm not I have constitutional rights.
it's
And I
just
do
the
not have to
hospital
have a
rules.
card I don't have to have a vaccination card.
You do.
I'm from Idaho.
You do. Out here,
No.
we that's just the rule. You could talk to my supervisor.
Well, just
and
to make
anybody
it
else.
clear that you're not going to let me see my father unless let me ask you this: what happens if I don't leave here right now?
I'm not answering your question. I'm just calling my supervisor.
Are you going? Okay, call your supervisor, please. Thank you. And I appreciate that. You're being very professional
No
and calm with
problem.
me, and I appreciate that.
No
But you have to
problem.
understand that I'm under a lot of pressure too,
No,
and I want to see my
you came
father.
far to see your father. so
Right,
that's
and I'm not going to do
understandable.
any of that stuff that you guys do
Yeah,
here. I'm
right,
not
so-
all about that.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna just let my supervisor say could come and just
All
talk
right,
to
I
you 'cause don't
appreciate
know what
that.
else.
Thank you very
No
much.
problem.
Hello, sir. How can
What's
I
going on,
assist?
bud? Can you get your name, please?
What's that? My name's Ronald.
Ronald, I'm
Yes.
Jay. Pleasure to meet
Yes, nice to meet
you.
you.
What's going on?
Okay, first of all, we can't do that with the phone in my face. There's no recording on site.
Is that a law?
That's the law here, yes. Cannot
Okay.
record on property.
What could you show me the law?
So what are you here? What's the reason why you were
And
here?
what are you
Are
gonna?
you here visiting somebody?
I'm trying to visit my dad.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you were at the front entrance, right, admitting?
I did try to go through there. Yeah.
Right. Did you submit a copy of a COVID?
Yeah, that's where we're running into problems at.
So what's
I'm
the
waiting.
problem there?
Well, I don't play that game.
Okay,
I'm not going to
so-
do any. I'm not going to undergo any medical procedure.
Okay.
I don't consent.
So you're not going under medical procedure. You actually take the test yourself.
I'm here to see my dad.
Okay,
See if
and-
my dad's all right. He's
So
claiming.
we have rules for that, and it's very, very simple. We either have to see that you've been vaccinated, or we have the rapid test that you administer to yourself, and then once you're done, then as long as everything's negative, we give you a pass to go see your dad.
So is that a law?
That's the rules for here. There's
The
nothing
rule.
that nobody can
So what you're trying to say, though, Ronald, is that the rules overrule the Constitution of the United States of America.
No, that's
Are
not
you a
what I'm
sworn
saying.
officer, by the way?
No, what I'm saying is it's the Kaiser rules. All I'm here is to tell you what the rule is.
Right.
Now, if you don't want to listen to the rule,
Right.
that's something you're going to have to deal with.
Right. No,
because here's how this works. You want to see your dad, right?
Absolutely.
The only way you're going to see your dad is by following their rules. That's their rules that they put in place.
Right.
If you don't follow their rules, they're not going to allow you to come in there.
Or what if their rule says something like no handicapped people allowed?
I don't got
Are you
nothing
gonna
to do with
Are you
that.
gonna enforce that, bud?
I'm going to enforce whatever rules they tell me
So
to
they
enforce.
say no handicapped people allowed. You're
I'm
gonna
going to
enforce. How about no
whatever
black
rules-
people?
Then
Are you going to
no black
enforce
people
that?
will be allowed.
You're going to enforce that?
I will enforce whatever rules they tell me to enforce.
Okay, you hear that, guys?
So, at the end of the day, the rule is that if you want to see your dad,
Right.
you need to go to the front. They're going to administer you, give you a rapid test to take. Take the rapid test. They will give you a visitor pass. You can see your dad. Until you do that, you won't be allowed to come visit. It's just the rule. You don't have to like it.
But it's
you don't
not the
have
law.
No, we're not discussing law and rule. All I'm saying is, I'm here to tell you what the rules are here. If you don't want to follow that, then you won't be able to see your dad.
Yeah, I'm not gonna take any medical procedure.
That's fine. You're more than welcome to do that.
I'm not here to undergo medical procedure.
So here's the next procedure. I'm gonna call the sheriff, and then we'll have to dismiss you on property that way.
All right.
So that's the next rule.
So are you asking me to leave the property right now?
I'm asking you if you would like to see your father. Go have the
I
test
would like
done.
to stay here until I hear back from his doctor, who says they're trying to work out a way to bring him out and talk to me. And I'm going to stay here unless you tell me.
No, then we won't be doing that here. I'll go ask them in there myself. But if they didn't,
Well, you can talk to my dad's doctor's the one I was.
No,
talking
I'm
to.
going to ask the front. If somebody said that, if they say no, then we're going to have you leave.
Okay.
That's the simple rule. Excuse me, you're in the way.
Sorry, guys. I need to go pee. Cool.
All right, guy. There you go, man. He said if the rule was no black people, he would enforce it. If it was no handicapped people allowed, he would enforce it. This is the level of communism that California has gone to. Sad, sad, sad. All right, here we go.
All right, sir. Doctor's going to give you a phone call. So
Right.
I'll give you an update via a phone call.
Right, that's what I've been waiting on.
So he'll give you a phone call. So basically, our duties here is done. You're more than welcome to head home now.
Are you trespassing me?
Well, at this point, yeah, you're not following the rules. So
You're trespassing me.
Well, here's another reason why the doc's not going to speak to you with a phone out. So that's not going to happen either. It's the main reason why. That's why you're getting a phone call. He's not going to speak to you with a phone out. Because you're violating HIPAA. All this right now is a violation of HIPAA.
Are you trained on HIPAA?
Yes, you're violating people's personal rights right now. This is a hospital. So anything filmed right now is illegally being taped.
Yeah.
So as long as you have a camera out, you're in violation of HIPAA.
Is that a fact?
I'm not with it.
No,
So
you're good.
Are you trespassing me?
So again, as long as your camera's out, you're in violation of HIPAA. So,
right, so
at
what-
this point, I have to ask you to leave.
All right.
All right?
So you're asking me to leave.
Yes, sir.
And what's going to happen if I don't leave?
Then I'll call the sheriff, and then we'll have him speak with you.
And you're asking me to leave because I'm violating the HIPAA?
Yes, you're filming.
And that's the reason. That's the reason that you're trespassing me.
No, you're coming to see your dad, and you don't want to take a rapid test, which is mandatory by the hospital for you to do. So I went in there, I did my part. I talked to the doctor. He said he'll give you a phone call. So I did my part. I helped you out. He's gonna give you an update about your dad. But like I said, if you want to go in there and see your dad, it's very simple. And then you're gonna take a rapid test.
Well,
It's a screening.
if you're trespassing me because I'm violating HIPAA, then I'll wait for the sheriff.
Okay, that's fine. X-ray 6, X-ray 4.
All right, guy. This guy doesn't know what HIPAA laws are, and he's trying to trespass me for HIPAA. So I want to get the sheriff out here just to explain to him what the HIPAA law is.
Okay. He called us to come down there. He informed him he has to take the screening and we can see that. Okay. He's refusing to take the screening. He's recording this as he currently sees, and just does not want to get the screening. We informed him you're not going to get the screening. You cannot come in here and see your dad. Sorry, that's the rule.
Right.
So he's like, is that rule is a law and all this and that. It's just the rule. It's your enforcement rule. You cannot come in until you get the screening. He's refusing to go get the screening.
Okay.
The doctor has called him and spoke to him. Pretty much, our job here is done.
Okay.
We have an update on his dad. Our job, everything's done here. Now we just need the judgment of it.
Okay. So.
How you doing? Could I get your name and your badge number, please, Deputy?
Green Alge 490.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Sure. So you don't want to do the screening?
That's correct.
That's the issue?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is private property.
Okay.
And they are allowed to have whatever rules they want in place, so long as they're not illegal, obviously.
Right.
One of them can be whether you come on property with or without a screening.
Right.
So your choices kind of at this point are to take the screening, visit with Dad, handle whatever business else you have to do with Kaiser,
Right.
or not take the screening and exit the property.
Are you trespassing me?
I can if that's what it's going to take. I'd rather not have to.
Well, I don't want to be trespassed either. I'd like to see my dad without undergoing any medical procedures.
Okay. Well,
Are you a sworn officer?
Yeah, I'm a deputy sheriff.
Okay, so your first priority is to enforce the Constitution, right? You're not a rules enforcement officer, are you? Are you a policy enforcement officer?
I am a law enforcement officer.
Absolutely.
And if they say you're 602, then that's what I'm going to enforce.
Okay, and then what does that entail? Asking me to leave and don't come back?
It can be that easy, or I can cite you and you can go to court and explain it to the judge.
Well, you haven't asked me to leave yet.
No. So I'm offering you the chance to take the screening and go see your dad. If you
I'm
would rather leave,
absolutely not going to undergo any medical procedure at all to see my dad. I refuse to do that.
Okay, then you are need to leave the property.
Okay, and what will happen if I don't leave?
Like I said, you will be 602'd, which is an official no trespass form, and removed from the property. You end up with a court date. You have to go to court. You
Will I
can
be
explain
arrested?
That's what the court date is.
I'll be removed by force, right? That's what you're saying if I don't leave?
If necessary, yes. Again,
Okay.
I don't want to have to do that.
All right.
Okay?
Well, I'm going to leave under threat of arrest.
Okay.
Is that fine?
Sure.
All right. All right, guys. I tried to come and see my dad, retired police sergeant, and I was refused access. His rights are being violated by this officer. Could you say your name again?
Greenhalgh.
Greenhauser is, or Green Howell is violating his oath. There's an oath breaker right there. And you didn't intimidate me at all, big guy. We'll see you in court. All right, guys. There it is. Oath breakers. They're making me leave the property under threat of arrest. Unbelievable. That one there said that if the rule said no blacks, he would enforce it. Imagine that. Imagine that. That's total brainwash right there. And look at them, they're following me too. And they're proud of themselves. Absolutely proud of themselves. They got so much authority. Zero 22 Bravo. Here we are, guys. You're a disgrace, dude. You just disgraced your oath. You opened yourself up to civil litigation big time, bud. You'll be seeing me again. 32 and a half years my dad put into force. You're a disgrace to that badge. You should take it off and turn in your gun right now.